I have a couple things to say. So I've only been a buyer. I haven't sold a single Solana token. And so we are, net buyers, and we're buying a bunch of stuff. But I hate acknowledging that. And this is why, my tone was more non-committal when we did the pod, is that I really don't like this culture that's emerged via Twitter mostly, where you all of a sudden have to be this maximalist that basically falls on their sword and never sells in order to be legitimate. And I think that that's a really dangerous place to be. So, look, if I take a
Why is that dangerous? Yeah.
Well, if I take a much, much bigger step back, let me put Solana in the context of crypto, and let me put crypto in the context of the markets and where we are today at the end of the week after, Q3 earnings in November of 2021. We have the stock market at absolute all-time highs.
Ripping.
We have crypto at absolute all-time highs.
Ripping.
We have the art markets. I don't know if you guys saw Phillips and Christie's and Sotheby's this past week at absolute all-time highs.
Sold another Beeple for $25 million.
We have inflation at a 30-year high. We have 10-year break-evens at a 25-year high. We have, $1 point some odd trillion that we just approved last week, and we're still horse trading on another $1.8 trillion of stimulus that we're going to put in. And so then you have, I think the most important thing, which is the two most important founders of our generation, the two smartest people who have really consistently won, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, have collectively sold more than $11 billion of their holdings this year alone. And if you can't take all of that and decide for yourself what's right for you and your family, you're doing yourself a disservice. I think it's important for me to never sort of be forced to tell folks whether I'm buying or selling, although I'm willing to do it in moments where I think it's important. But I think it's really important to understand the context. And so I think these folks that think derisively about individuals who are managing risk, I think it's really naive. And I think it creates a lot of missed opportunity for them as well. If the smartest people in the world are now selling their core holdings that they told you they would never sell, and you are not reconsidering your position on things, you're either much smarter than them or you're being really, really reckless.